Very good morning to students. I welcome you all for the another session of this analysis of determinate structures. So in the previous sessions, we have completed the module arches and cable structures. So let us start with another important module of this subject, that is module number 3. So module number 3 covers deflection of beams. Okay, so as you already know that whenever the load comes on the beam, okay, so there will be a deflection at various points. Similarly, there will be a slope. So now using uh, different methods, it is possible to find out the slope and deflection of simply supported beam, cantilever beam. Okay, so let us take one important method to find out the slope and deflection, that is moment area method. So in this model, actually we're going to cover two methods to finding out slope and deflection. So first method is moment area method and the second method is conjugate beam method. So let us complete this first method, then we'll go for the another method. Okay, so now before going into the calculation of slope and deflection, so let us derive two important derivations, that is called as Mohr's theorems. Okay, so Mohr's theorem 1 and Mohr's theorem 2. Okay, so later stages we're going to see what is these theorems. So let us take a sketch. Now see, this is the beam AB. Okay, so beam AB, so assume that at A it is fixed. Okay, at A it is fixed and at B it is free end, means it is a cantilever beam. Okay, cantilever beam AB which is fixed at A and free at B. As I told, whenever the load comes on the beam, okay, it may be point load or a UDL, so the beam will going to deflect like this. The beam will going to deflect. So before loading, this is a straight portion AB, and when the load comes on the beam will going to deflect. Okay, so now this is what you are seeing. This B, this AB is the deflected shape of the beam AB. Okay. Now let us take 2 points P and Q on this beam. Okay, and when it deflects, the points will be P1 and Q1. P will come to this point and Q will be this. So that is P1 and Q1. So you can see A, Q1, P1, B is the deflected shape of this beam. When the load comes, it will going to deflect like this. So here deflection will be 0 and slope will be 0 because this is fixed end. So at fixed end, the beam deflection will be 0 and here deflection will be maximum. Okay, now let us consider this sketch, and this figure number A shows the bending moment diagram. For this, when the beam bends here or deflect here, this is the bending moment diagram. Let us take general load. Okay, so this is the bending moment diagram. This is the beam, okay, subjected to load. Okay, now figure shows a beam AB, okay, carrying some type of loading. General loading will be there, and hence subjected to bending moment. So since the load is there, it will going to deflect. So because of this deflection, bending moment will be there. Okay, so this is the bending moment diagram as shown in figure. Let the beam bend into a shape, that is A, Q1, P1, B. Okay, now let A be a point. This is the point of 0 slope and 0 deflection. So since we are assuming this end as a fixed end, so for fixed end, no deflection, no slope. Okay, so both are 0 here. Okay, now consider an element PQ. So to take 2 points on this beam, so this is some part on the beam. So let us consider an element PQ of small length dx. So this length, PQ length, I am going to consider as dx. Okay, right. So small length dx, that is at a distance x from B. So from this point B, the distance will be x. From this x distance there will be a small portion of beam, that is PQ, and this PQ distance is dx. Okay, from B. The corresponding points on the deflected beam will be P1 and Q1. So when deflects, the P becomes P1 and Q becomes Q1. Okay, so A, Q1, P1, B will be deflected shape of this beam AB. Okay, so let consider the different points on this element, beam element. So let R, so if you draw a radius now, okay, take this as a center point O, and with center, if you take this draw the radius that for between P1 and Q1, this will be R. So R will be the radius of curvature. So with O, this will be a radius of curvature, like this radius of curvature of deflected part of P1 Q1. So for P1 Q1, radius will be R with the center point O. Then d theta, see this d theta, the angle between these two. D theta will be angle subtended by arc, the angle subtended by this arc. So this angle will be d theta. Okay, next M will be the bending moment. Now see, again if you draw this bending moment diagram, general loading it is. Okay, this is general bending moment diagram. Okay, so extend these points. We have taken PQ. So PQ, this diagram will be the bending moment for this PQ part. Okay, so M will be the bending moment between P and Q. So this M, okay, this M will be the bending moment between P and Q. Okay, and then P1C. So for this P1, okay, draw the tangent. See, this is P1C. Okay, P1C and Q1D. P1C and Q1D will be the tangents at point P1 and Q1. Okay, then Q1D, Q1 and D. So P1C and Q1D are the tangents at P1 and Q1. Okay, now the tangent at P1 and Q1 are cutting the vertical line through B at points C and D. Okay, so when you extend these tangents, okay, if you draw a vertical line here, okay, so these tangents will going to cut this vertical line, that is at C and D, at C and D. Similarly, this angle will be also, see, this angle between these two tangents is also d theta. The angle between these two tangents will be d theta. Okay, now for the deflected part P1 Q1 of the beam we have, okay, now see, what is this arc length now? So this, if I want to find out what is the arc length from this triangle, if you consider this triangle, that is P1O Q1, so this is d theta and this will be radius R. So what is this arc length? Arc length is equal to R into d theta. Okay, this P1 Q1 arc length, this small arc length is equal to R into d theta. See, P1 Q1 is equal to R into d theta, but P1 Q1 is equal to dx. Okay, now see, this P1 Q1, this length, almost it is the same as that this PQ, that is dx. So this P1 Q1 length is dx. Okay, so P1 Q1 is equal to dx. Therefore I can substitute. Okay, dx is equal to P1 Q1 means dx. So therefore dx is equal to R into d theta. Okay, so therefore d theta is equal to, okay, d theta is equal to dx divided by R. Okay, so let us find out this d theta. So from this basic, we have arrived at one equation, that is d theta is equal to dx divided by R. So write down, this is equation number 1. But for loaded beam, Okay, so when the beam is loaded, we have, so this is one more equation already you have studied in previous semester, that is strength of materials. This is called a bending equation. Okay, this is called bending equation. That is what? M by I equal to, okay, E by R. Okay, M by I equal to E by R. So what is M? M will be the bending moment. I, capital I, it is moment of inertia. E will be the Young's modulus of elasticity for the materials, and R is the radius of curvature. So normally we write for loaded beam, the bending equation will be M by I equal to E by R. So from this, write down what is R. So R is equal to what? E into I. Okay, R is equal to E into I divided by M. R equal to EI divided by M. Now substitute this R value. Okay, substitute this R value in equation 1. Okay, so therefore d theta is equal to dx divided by R is what? EI by M. R will be EI by M. So therefore that is equal to, so d theta is equal to, this M goes top, M into dx. Okay, M into dx divided by EI. So this is equation number 2. Equation number 2. Now, since the slope at point A is assumed 0, because we have assumed that support A or end A is fixed. So if it is fixed, then slope will be 0. Okay. Since the slope at point A is assumed 0, hence the total slope at B. Now see here, we are assuming slope at A is 0 and slope at B is d theta now. Okay, so here this is the slope, here it is 0. Okay, so slope, since the slope at point A is assumed 0, the total slope at B is obtained by integrating the above equation between the limits 0 to L. Okay, now if you integrate this equation, that is d theta is equal to M into dx by EI between the limits span, that is here 0, here it is L. See here, total length will be L. Okay, so now we have got the equation, that is d theta for this small portion. Okay, for PQ we have got this. So if you want for total, what will be the total slope between A and B, then we are going to equate, when we are going to integrate this d theta equation, that is equation number 2. Equation number 2 is going to integrate between the limits 0 to L. So see here, between the limit 0 to L. So therefore if you integrate this d theta, it becomes theta. So theta is known as slope. So theta is equal to integration of, okay, integration of M dx divided by EI. Theta is equal to integration of M dx divided by EI. So that is equal to 1 by EI is constant. Okay, I will take this 1 by EI outside, then that is 0 to L. Okay, 1 by EI outside. What is remaining here? 1 by EI, if I take out, M into dx. M into dx. Now see, but M into dx represents the area of bending moment diagram of length dx. Now see here, what is this M into dx? Okay, M into dx. Now see here, this is M, see here, this is M and this is dx. So if I multiply M into dx, what will be M into dx now? It is area of this portion. Is it right? So M into dx is nothing but area of this PQ portion. So see here, so M into dx represents the area of bending moment diagram of length dx. Now hence, now this is bending moment diagram, area of bending moment diagram for only dx length. If I consider the total, okay, if I consider the total, okay, then what is the total length? It is 0 to L. Suppose if it is this portion is here, it is 0. If this portion is here, then it will be L. So limit will be 0 to L. Okay. So therefore, hence 0 to L. So 0 to L, M into dx. Okay, we're going to integrate what? 0 to L, m into dx represents the area of bending moment diagram between A and B. Now it is A and B. So if I take only m into dx means it is area of bending moment diagram for only this. Okay, if I write integration of 0 to L m into dx means it is the bending area of this complete, okay, bending moment diagram. This is for only dx length. If I take this complete area, then it is 0 to L integration, okay, this 0 to L m into dx. So therefore what it represents? So theta is equal to, this theta is equal to 1 by EI. Then what this 0 to L m into dx? Okay, m into dx is what? Area of bending moment diagram. Okay, area of bending moment diagram between, now 0, if I write 0 to L means it is between A to B, between A and B. So now what is theta? Theta is known as slope, or it is also called as rotation. So therefore theta is equal to 1 by EI, 0 to L m dx means area of bending moment diagram between A and B. Okay, so what we have assumed? We have assumed slope at A is 0. Okay, and slope at B is nothing but theta B. Okay, theta is equal to slope at B now, theta B. So therefore slope at B, theta B is equal to area of bending moment diagram between A and B. So area of bending moment diagram between A and B divided by EI, So right, this is equation number 3. So this is important now. Equation number 3 is important. So from equation 3, what we are going to get? Slope at B or a rotation at B. Okay, so at any point is equal to area of bending moment diagram between A and B. At A we have taken slope is 0 and at B it is theta B. So theta B, slope at B is equal to area of bending moment diagram between A and B divided by this EI. Okay, now what we assumed? Assuming slope at A is 0. Now if the slope at A is not 0, there is some value. Okay, if slope at A is not 0, then we have total change of slope. Okay, A is not 0 now, slope at A is not 0. Okay, now there is also slope. So if A is not 0, slope is at A is not 0, then total change of slope between A and B or B and A is equal to the area of bending moment diagram between B and A, same, between B and A divided by, okay, flexural rigidity EI. EI is called flexural rigidity. So now if A is 0, then we can write only theta B. If A is also not 0, B is not 0, then theta B minus theta A. Okay, theta B minus theta A is equal to same area of bending moment diagram between A and B. Area of bending moment diagram between A and B divided by EI. So write this equation number 4. So equation number 3 and 4 gives what? Slope at any point on the beam. So to find out the slope, remember, okay, area you have to find out. First you have to draw the bending moment diagram. Then take area of that bending moment diagram between 2 points. Okay, divided by EI will give the slope. Okay, so equation number 3 and 4 will going to give the slope. Equation 4 gives if theta A is not 0, okay, then theta B minus theta A. Okay, if theta A is 0, then directly you can take theta B is equal to, the slope at B is equal to this. Okay, now this is the slope equation 3 and 4. Now similarly we can find out the deflection also, slope as well as deflection. The deflection due to bending of the portion P1 Q1 is given by, now see the first sketch what you have drawn here in this sketch. So original position of the beam is AB. Now because of load it will going to bend like this. It will going to bend like this. So if you compare the original position B and after bending, this is, okay, so what is the height here or how much it bends or how much it deflects? It is Y. Total deflection is Y, and the deflection between these two tangents, what we have drawn, q1 and p1, that is between c and d, it is dy. Okay, between these two tangents, between these 2 points, what is the deflection? Dy. But if you consider the total length of the beam, okay, what is the total deflection? It is this portion, that is y. So y is the total deflection at B, and dy is the deflection between 2 points, that is p1 and q1, this. Okay, now similarly we can find out the y now. First we'll find dy, then we'll integrate that, we're going to get y. So similarly, see here now. Okay, now the deflection due to bending of the portion P1 Q1 is given by, so dy. Now see here, dy is equal to, first I will find dy. This dy is how much? Again, if you take this is x, almost it is same. X from here to here it is x, no? So from d to this will be x. Okay, and what is the angle here? D theta. So therefore this dy or height dc, or it is indicated as dy. So this dy is equal to what? X into d theta. Like here, what is p1 q1 arc length? R into d theta you have found now. Same thing here, it is angle is d theta and this length is x. So this arc length dy is equal to, this dy is equal to, okay, this x into d theta. X into d theta. So dy is equal to x into d theta. Now substitute the value of d theta. Already we have found out this d theta from equation number, see here, d theta. What is d theta value? M by ei into dx from equation number 2. So this substitute the value of d theta here. Okay, so dy is equal to x into d theta is m by ei into dx, or m dx by ei. So write this is equation number, okay, equation number 5. Okay, equation number 5. Now since the deflection at A is assumed to be 0, again as it was, since if you are considering the support A as fixed, so there is no deflection, no slope, similarly no deflection. So deflection at A is 0, hence the total deflection at B is obtained by integrating. So this is deflection between P1 and Q1, okay, between 2 points P1 and Q1. Now if you integrate this dy, then we're going to get y, the total deflection at B. Okay, so y is equal to integration of 0 to L x, okay, x m dx by ei, x into m dx by ei, that is equal to, again take this 1 by ei outside, 1 by ei outside, what is remaining? Integration 0 to L x m dx, x into m dx. But what is x into m dx? So what is m dx? M into dx? See here. What is m into dx? M into dx is area of this portion. Area of this portion. If I multiply m into dx is area, again perpendicular distance x. So this area into perpendicular distance is nothing but moment of this area. Okay, moment of this area about B. Okay, area into this perpendicular distance. M into dx is area. If you multiply x here, okay, this will be moment of this area about B. Okay, so that you have written here. Okay, so integration of 0 to L, that is 1 by a x into m dx. But x into m dx is what? M dx is area. Area multiplied by x will represents what? Moment of area. Okay, this is area. If you multiply perpendicular distance, it is moment of area of the bending moment diagram of length dx about point B. So only if you take x into m dx is moment of small strip. If I integrate this between 0 to L, then that will going to give total deflection at B. Hence 0 to L, x into m dx represents the moment of area of bending moment diagram between B and A, okay, about point B. This is equal to the total area of bending moment diagram. So x into m dx integration 0 to L means it is the total moment of bending moment area between B and A. Okay, so what is x? X is nothing but it is the distance of the CG of the area of bending moment diagram from B. So therefore y is equal to 1 by EI. Y is equal to 1 by EI. Then integration of 0 to L x into m dx. Okay, so m dx is what? It is area. M dx is area. X I will going to write it as x bar, that is perpendicular distance of the CG of the area of bending moment. Okay, so therefore y is equal to a into x bar divided by EI. A into x bar divided by EI. So just you can write this number 6, make this correction. This is equation number 6. So in this equation, what are these terms? What is A? A is the area of bending moment diagram. Okay, area of bending moment diagram between A and B. And x bar is what? X bar is the distance of CG of the area, okay, A from B. So from B, now see here x or x bar same. See, this is area of bending moment diagram and this will be the x bar. From here to center of this will be x bar. X and x bar same. Okay, so now just observe this equation number 6. Actually this is equation number 6. So deflection, y means deflection, theta means slope. So it is A into x bar divided by EI. So what is E? Young's modulus of elasticity of the material. I is the moment of inertia. So this equation will be important now. That is equation number 3 or equation number 4 and equation number 6. Okay. So from equation number 3 and 4 we can find out the slope, and from equation number 6 we can find out the deflection. So y indicates deflection and then theta indicates slope. Remember, these two are important. Now based on these equations only we can write whatever the equations you have generated. These equations are known as Moore's theorems. Okay, Moore's theorems. The results given by equation number 3 and equation number 6, okay, or 5, whatever you can write. Equation number 3 and equation number 6, this is 6, are known as Moore's theorem. Okay, so in one important question from exam point of view, in exam they will going to ask, okay, derive the Moore's theorems. Okay, derive the Moore's theorem. There are two theorems. Based on these only, whatever the derivation you have done, same thing you will going to do. Okay, the first theorem, Moore's theorem 1 or Moore's first theorem. What it says? The change of slope here, see here, the change of slope between any 2 points, the change of slope between any 2 points, that is theta b minus theta a or theta a minus theta b, between any 2 points is equal to what? Okay, is equal to what? Area of bending moment diagram between these 2 points. Area, okay, area you have to take, area of bending moment diagram between 2 points divided by EI. So the change of slope between any 2 points is equal to the net area of the bending moment diagram between these 2 points divided by EI. Okay, that is first theorem. So if you want to find out the slope, okay, first draw the bending moment diagram, then take the area of bending moment diagram between 2 points divided by EI will give slope. Then similarly the second one is Moore's theorem 2. Okay, or Moore's second theorem. What this Moore's second theorem indicates? The total deflection. First theorem is, okay, related to slope. Second theorem is related to deflection. So the total deflection between any 2 points is equal to the moment will come now. Moment of area of bending moment diagram between 2 points about the last point, that is B. Okay, what you are derived here. Okay, so the total deflection between any 2 points is equal to what? Area of bending moment diagram. A into x bar means what? It is a moment. A into x bar means moment. A means area into perpendicular distance. So A into x bar is moment. So deflection at any point, any 2 points is equal to, okay, moment of, okay, area of bending moment diagram divided by EI. Okay, that says the total deflection between any 2 points is equal to the moment of the area of bending moment diagram between 2 points about the last point. So x bar is between, okay, measured from the last point, that is from B. At A it is 0 now. Okay, deflection at B we want to calculate means, so from the point B, right, you have to measure the x bar, okay, that is up to the center of bending moment diagram divided by EI. So please remember, Moore's theorem 1 gives slope and Moore's theorem 2 gives deflection. So where these Moore's theorems are useful, the Moore's theorems is conveniently used for following cases. Okay, one is problems on cantilevers. Okay, problems on cantilevers. Okay, that is zero slope at fixed end. Okay, if the cantilever beam is there, so you can use this Moore's theorem to find out slope and deflection. Second, simply supported beam carrying symmetrical loading. Okay, if the symmetrical load is and the beam is simply supported, then you can use this Moore's theorem to find out slope and deflection. And even if the beam is fixed at both ends, okay, then you can use this equation. But right now we are not using this because this is indeterminate structure, that is fixed beam is indeterminate, but we can use, problems will be asked on the cantilever beams and simply supported beam. Okay, for these two there will be a problem using this moment area method. This is called as moment area method. Okay, so we're going to find slope and deflection for cantilever beam and simply supported beam. Okay, so please once again I request you all, please go through these derivation, okay, and Moore's theorem first and Moore's theorem 2, okay, theorem number 1 and theorem number 2. If they ask, you have to derive this whole equation. Okay, so remember equation number 3 and 4 and this equation number 6. Okay, so this is one important derivation you will going to get in the examinations. I hope you understood this. If not, okay, if any clarification is required, you feel free to ask me and you can contact me, right? So next session we're going to start with the simple problems, okay, how to find out the slope and deflection using these Moore's theorem 1 and Moore's theorem 2. Okay, so thank you very much for attending the session. Okay, thank you.